Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, it's Saturday morning, and ain't God good? And won't He do it? Oh, yes, He will. Oh, yes, He will. I know my children probably saying, Mr. Lee Craft, Lee Craft, Lee Craft. You say the same thing every Saturday morning. I'm going to say Enoch, Ewok, Enoch. That means y'all sure know what to say. Look, last night, I went to my nephew's game last night. It was a blowout. There wasn't really no game, but nevertheless, it was senior night. He was happy to see me and everything. My nephew said, Uncle Andrew, Uncle Andrew, Uncle Andrew. What's up, nephew? Uncle Andrew, can I hang with you, Uncle Andrew? I said, hang with me for what? Uncle Andrew, you need to stop playing, Uncle Andrew. Nephew, I'm not playing, nephew. Why do you want to hang with me? Uncle Andrew, if I hang with you, Uncle Andrew, I get some cred, from being around older people, old folks. So who you calling old? Calling you old, Uncle Andrew. Man, I'm just older than you. It's Uncle Andrew. I love your spirit, Uncle Andrew. Nephew, what's on your mind, nephew? Uncle Andrew, I just want to hang out with you, Uncle Andrew. Is that okay, Uncle Andrew? Because, nothing is forever. Nephew, he sure said a mouthful then. Nothing is forever. But I told my nephew, I said, nephew, I have no problem hanging out with you, but what do you really want from me? Nephew, because you're hanging out with me. Uncle Andrew, I just want to learn how you so cool up on that. When things get kind of hot, you so cool. I said, nephew, that should come with age. As you get older, nephew, you're supposed to try to keep a cool head. You shouldn't let everything affect you that has no rewards. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, nephew, sometimes we react based on who's all around us. And sometimes we're afraid to just walk away. My nephew said, Uncle Andrew, that's why I want to hang around you, Uncle Andrew, because I'm getting ready to go off to school. I got, I think, about 4 or 5 colleges that's trying to recruit me. And I just want to have a cool head and choose wisely. And I told my nephew, you're right. Because the decision you make can have an impact on your life for the rest of your life. Because if you go to a school that probably really doesn't want you, just trying to get certain numbers and everything, it don't work. If your heart isn't in that school, do not choose that school because of location, because somebody wants you to choose that school. You choose a school that has the things that you need to help you grow, to be a better man, to be better than me. Uncle Andrew, I don't think I can ever be better than you, Uncle Andrew. Well, nephew, I told my nephew, I said, nephew, thank you for the compliment, nephew, but you can't be better than me because my job as an uncle is to try to make sure that you don't fall into the same potholes that I fell into, or some of your friends who come around and want to ask me questions and just pick my brain for certain things. That's our job as adults. You don't have to be my nephew. Like I said, young children that I see out there, out and about, that recognize me and want some advice from me, I'm gonna help them the best way I possibly can. Give them some sound advice so they can grow. But I do know, nephew, that y'all will test the water. Uncle Andrew, you sure know what to say. I said, no, nephew, I'm gonna use your word. Say less. He just started laughing, right? And like I said, people, sometimes we find it hard to talk to our children, our nieces, our nephews, our grandchildren, because we want them to be where we are. We don't want to sometimes meet them where they at. And we forget the things that we have done, and that ain't fair to them. It's not fair to them. My nephew said, Uncle Andrew, for your age, Uncle Andrew, you sure look good. I said, nephew, that's one thing, nephew, I always admired about you, nephew. You always tell the truth. He just started laughing. But people, this is the thing, though. If we want to help our children to be better and to sustain that, we have to do better as adults and make sure that we give them the tools that they need. Not give them everything that they want, but give them some of the things that they want. But majority of the time, give them what they need, because that's how we develop these young men to be men, and stand strong and treat a woman like a woman's supposed to be treated. I tell my nephew all the time. I said, nephew, when you find that right woman, nephew, Treat her right. He said, what you mean, Uncle Andrew? I said, treat her right. Do not do anything to her that you wouldn't want done to you. He said, Uncle Andrew, I would never, ever, ever do that. And I said, never, ever? He said, yeah, I said, never, ever too, Uncle Andrew. I said, nephew, people say certain things, nephew. Well, like I always told you, when you get around certain people, things change. Peer pressure will make you do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do. But you got to handle that pressure, nephew. You know, if you do as others would do, you in no man's territory. It's gonna be an out-of-body experience because you're not used to doing stuff like that. So stay in your own lane. And sometimes when you think you lost something, it probably should have been lost. You know, because you don't want to lose a good thing. A good woman, a good spouse, that's hard to find. And I've always told you, if you have your difficulties and something that you can't handle, talk to your dad. You can talk to your dad, talk to your mama. You can talk to your mama, you can always come talk to me. And I said, nephew, Uncle Andrew, you got anything else you want to have? No, Uncle Andrew, I just want to tell you, Uncle Andrew, thank you for hanging out with me because I know my classmates, they said sometimes they can't hang out with their uncles and stuff, you know, but you always make time for me. I said, nephew, if I don't make time for you, that means somebody else got a chance to get your ear. So I want to have your ear, nephew, and grow you the right way. I want to grow you to build you up so you can be solid, not break. You know, people got a tendency of telling you that, hey, pressure busts a pipe. And your response should be, I'm not a pipe. I was built to handle pressure. He said, Uncle Andrew. I said, what's up, nephew? Uncle Andrew, you need to stop playing. I said, no, nephew. If I stop playing, you're going to stop staying. So I want you to keep on coming around and get this knowledge from me so you can pass it on and pass it on and pass it on for free with no strings attached. Is that it, nephew? No, Uncle Andrew. I got one more question, Uncle Andrew. So what's that, nephew? Uncle Andrew. What, nephew? I love you, Uncle Andrew. And I said, Uncle Andrew loves you too. That it? Yeah, that's it, Uncle Andrew. So, okay, nephew, you have a blessed day. I will now, Uncle Andrew. And I want you to say less. No, you say less, nephew. You just start laughing, right? So people, like I said, no matter what you're going through, I can guarantee you one thing. Is going to be okay as long as you make God a part of your life. That's the what if guarantee. I can guarantee you that. So with that being said, then Lee Craft, this is my podcast, What If. If you have any comments or concerns, please email me at leecraftwhatif@gmail.com. One band, one sound. Together, we got an opportunity to turn this whole world around. But in order to have a real conversation, you got to have real people. If you want to have a real conversation. Have a blessed day. And please find time and make time